Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the oh my God, I almost said the UFC. I fucked up the intro. Welcome back to Coffee and KO's the post-fight show. And oh man, just like that. So we had Kieran on. Kieran, those of you that listen to the show know that Kieran was on or was at the event. I'm sure he'll be rejoining here in a minute. We want to get his takes, obviously, on this card. An absolute great card from beginning to end. We start out the card with 3 bangers. Perfect way to set the tone for the card. And then it just was uphill from there. Just a crazy good card. And just a lot of things that I think this card, I guess, had a lot of questions. With the matchmaking, no one really knew how these fights were going to play out. You know, it was kind of one of those things. Everything was a toss-up. And I'm just so set. One, it was probably my best money-making card. I made the most money that I've made betting.
That's hilarious.
I know. It makes no sense to you, right?
None. Of course, it's like a card where I was completely up and down. Like, this is a card where, thank God, Oliveira. I've started doing a round 2 finish prop when I have a feeling there's a finish, but maybe not a dominant finish. I start betting on round 2, and I bet round 2 finish for Charlie Oliveira, and I was almost going to do sub, but yeah, this was one of the hardest cards of the year to bet on, frankly. When the biggest favorite of the night, first of all, lost in Gina Mazzani, but from a bettor's perspective, this was one of the hardest. They were lined up. The biggest favorite of the night, but sorry, go ahead. We'll talk.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Charles Oliveira, man, just what a way to come back. I didn't see the live betting odds because he had to be a pretty big underdog going into round 2 because he won bleeding. He had to cut open. He got rocked pretty good to the point where the fight was almost stopped.
Chandler had a deep guillotine too. Chandler and then he popped out. I don't know how he got out. I really don't.
And it almost had to seem like it was deflating for Oliveira because he had a pretty decent, he had his back, and then Chandler gets up, no issues. But this is the thing with Michael Chandler that we've seen is not often, but like we've seen that he doesn't have the greatest chin, in the world. So like we saw it in Bellator a couple times, not all the time, but a couple times. And it's one of those things where Oliveira has become a finisher. He has evolved. He's gotten better. I think. You got to understand some of his losses too, or when he was fighting at 125, which is insane. I don't even know how he made 125. That doesn't make any sense.
145.
Didn't they say on the commentary? Which I don't know why I listened.
No. Oliveira never made one. Oliveira was at featherweight.
Okay, because they made it sound like he was at 25.
They might have said flyweight on accident, but no, he never fought. But either way, him fighting at featherweight is crazy, and definitely this was what live betting is made of, because I doubled down on Oliveira after the round 1. I definitely was sweating it.
What was the odds?
He was at plus money, plus like 170. So he shifted to an underdog. And on the show on Thursday, it's one of the things me and Brandon did bring up immediately was that there's a very good chance Oliveira gets caught in the first round. If he doesn't go out, that's when you bet Oliveira. Because betting Oliveira as a slight favorite was risky because of what we saw there. He was the closer one going on round 1. But after round 1, live betting was killing it tonight. That was a big way on a lot of these closer cards to bet. But yeah,
I saw Oliveira plus 550 underdog for TKO. And if you're going into this fight thinking that Oliveira cannot knock out Michael Chandler, it just seemed like it was, pretty probable to happen. And so the fact that I threw $20 on it, and then my favorite part was when he went over to Dana White and he got
blood on him.
Blood on him. What the hell?
And Dana's like, awesome. Get away from me. This is not what I wanted.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think if Michael Chandler wins, there's more. He's going to talk shit. Obviously, he's going to be calling out guys like Conor, things like that. Oliveira is just happy to be a champ. And, he's been in the UFC for how long? 20-something fights. I mean, he's only 31 years old, but he's got a million fights in the organization. And it's like, for him, he's just bawling in excitement that he's a UFC champ, not calling out anyone. And if Michael Chandler wins, Dana White knows Michael Chandler's going to call for Khabib. He's going to call for Conor. And it's going to sell more. So Dana, obviously, it's not 2021 is Dana White's 2020. It is not his year whatsoever, but I couldn't be happier. I'll be honest. Michael Chandler is so cringy to me. I've never been a Michael Chandler fan, so super pumped for Charles Oliveira. But it was an incredible fight. The fact that he came back from that adversity too, and to get the win and to knock him out, it was insane. I can't get over it. And he flipped the script. Like round one, Michael Chandler is pushing the pace, pressuring him, has crazy power, and then Oliveira just totally flips it and says, "Nah, I'm gonna push the pace this round," and he clips him, and just hell of a fight from Charles Oliveira. And Michael Chandler, hell of a fight for him too. I mean, he looked good in round one, and he just got caught. But I'm kind of wondering where Michael Chandler goes. He's 35. He lost to the number three guy in Charles Oliveira, right? Or is he number 4? Number 3, right?
I mean, he's the champ now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, but where I don't think Michael Chandler beats Dustin Poirier. I don't think Michael Chandler beats Conor McGregor. Does he beat Dan Hooker like that again? I don't know. I don't think that, in my opinion,
beating Dan Hooker, but you can't put him against Dan Hooker again.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, I don't know. 35 years old. I don't know if Michael Chandler ever sees a shot at the belt.
I mean, Chandler said from the get-go he's not here for a long time. So it's like I do think his style and everything, he's got about 2 to 3 more years. I think that it really depends on kind of what happens in July, first and foremost. But I think that Charles Oliveira versus McGregor is something that Dana White's very willing to make. Because I do think that there's a perception that Charles can be cracked still. And I think that with McGregor,
what is up with people that can't take a different opinion that call like, why am I a casual? Because one, I don't like Michael Chandler. And 2, I don't think Michael Chandler's wins in Bellator equate to the competition in the UFC.
I mean, I don't know about that, but like definitely after this fight, I think Charles Oliveira versus Gaethje is interesting.
I would love that. Yes,
if they want to make something quick, because I do think I think Oliveira needs to take a little bit of time off because that fight could have been stopped by a lot of referees. Yes. Straight up,
no Herb Dean tonight.
No hurt. Yeah, and it was lovely. Although we did have a referee who didn't know a guy's mouth guard was out for 3 entire minutes, and like. It's just one of these things where with Chandler, I mean, you're coming over at 35 years old with a style that's very dependent on athleticism. The way he got out of the back take was like straight up like trying to just powerhouse out of it. And it's just
I do hate on Bellator because I think it's booty sweat, but that's just
which is great to say, but no, it's not true. Bellator is great.
The thing you're forgetting though is it's an easy 75K for Charles Oliveira tonight.
Yep.
Easy.
Is it an easy 75K for Charles Oliveira?
I mean, we can think.
We have Edson Barbosa who deserves 75K.
He calls Shane Burgos to lag.
Shane Burgos also deserves 75K.
Yeah.
We have
Fight of the night.
The prelims had several fights that could have earned it.
Jordan Wright.
Jordan Wright could have earned it for sure. Mooney's
that guy
definitely could have earned it. Jordan Wright, you need to let go of what your opinion was of him in the Contender Series because this dude is straight up really good. I made a huge mistake underestimating him against Jamie Pickett. That was a spot that really I'm going to look at down the line and realize a minus 110 each side. I don't know what I was thinking at all. And it's just, yeah.
Jeez, I'm just going to say this to Bunny. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt.
It's all good. We appreciate all comments, and we're all fired up right now. So it's all,
Yeah, I'm fired.
Yeah, it was close to Florida, frankly, in terms of a live event too, which is crazy. Like, because I was at the Florida card, I didn't think anything ever would happen. But hey, you know what? We accept all forms of emotion. It was definitely a great main event for how long it lasted. And the whole card was really good. People booing the Beneil fight just are idiots, but that's okay. If you want to talk about casuals, people booing tonight at certain points when the booing was happening.
Schnell, Bontarine, like
they booed right before Andrea Lee finished an armbar triangle after a minute. They were booing when the triangle was locked in. I was just like,
that. I gotta say, Florida won out of the two places. There was no booing in Florida, so I'm all in. I think Florida won the fans. I think it was still great energy, obviously. But
I love Tony's walkout song. It's just like it's so Tony, and then you felt it, and then I felt the crowd through the screen. I was like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, no, but the Florida crowd, we killed it. First of all, I saw way more empty seats tonight. Like, you saw the red. You saw the people who, once Nate Diaz wasn't on there, decided not to even show up.
Could you imagine how crazy this card would? I mean, it was already a great card. Don't get me wrong.
That's the thing.
Could you have imagined how crazy it would have been if Diaz is on that card?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, people are forgetting that Beneil and Tony was not supposed to be the co-main event. Yeah. And it's like, if that's a third from the top, you're like, man. And then Bontarine is the fourth from the top. And then, I mean, it's just like all those fights get slowed down a little bit. And it's that much. I mean, and we just got you're doing great, buddy. Just keep on unloading the comments. You're filling the comment section up right now. So it's all good. Like, I've been the pissed off one on the show before. So trust me, it's like, it's totally understandable when your people lose. It sucks. But like,
I'm a married man. I can handle an upset woman anytime. It's fine.
Chandler did good tonight. I mean, that's the bottom line. Like, we have to think about that. Chandler did really well tonight. I think he did exactly what he thought he was going to do. He just, opened the second round, and Oliveira found something that just, I don't know what it was, but he showed that UFC experience. You can't come over in one fight from Bellator and just get the belt. It's just, that's not how it works in the UFC. If you're in the UFC for that long and you have that much credentials, it makes sense that Oliveira dominated tonight, or not dominated, but, got the finish. So, and I'm happy that he did, because I like the UFC vets doing, showing that experience that the UFC is the best organization in the world, hands down.
Yeah, I think that if Michael Chandler would have won, then you have Scott Coker and Patricio Pitbull over there at Bellator screaming how they have the best lightweight in the world. And I mean, in my opinion, they don't. But yeah, I mean, listen, I think that Michael Chandler is a great fighter, but his fight style is tough against the better fighters at the top of that division. When you blitz forward like that, you don't think Poirier can counter when he and drop him, especially what we just saw today. Like, I don't know. It's just his fight style is very, very difficult to maintain, in my opinion. Like, it's very hard to blitz forward against guys that can counter strike and land a shot on the chin. We have all seen it only takes one slight touch on the chin for you to go down. And I think Chandler is great. I mean, we saw he escaped, having his back taken by the best submission artist in the UFC. He's got pure power. He's crazy strong. It's just, I think that in ways he's almost fallen in love with his striking a little bit. But at the same time, you can't take Oliveira down, because anytime you're down there is a chance that he's going to sub you. So it's a tough fight. Oliveira is a tough fight for, I think, anyone. I would love to see Justin Gaethje in ways that I feel like Gaethje was snubbed. I really want to see him fight again. But I think Oliveira is a really tough fight for anyone in the division because of the submission game. But I think guys like Poirier, guys like Gaethje has just an insane chin. Like, if he can wear shots by Oliveira and keep the fight standing, he has a shot to win that. And then same thing with Poirier. So I think that the better guys that are a little bit more technical with their striking, don't just throw bombs, have a better shot to beat Oliveira, in my opinion. But I think it's a tough fight for anyone.
Yeah, and we saw the submission issues with Gaethje in the last fight too. So,
yeah,
I mean, no one's better at a triangle in the UFC than Oliveira, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think Gaethje definitely deserves the shot, in my opinion, for next. But who knows? Because people are saying it could be the winner of Poirier Connor, which okay, I think if Poirier wins, yes. I think if Conor wins, it's kind of like, I feel like he needs to stay active.
Do it if Conor wins.
Obviously.
They're less likely to do it if Poirier wins. That's the crazy thing about Dana fucking White. Yeah. Like he might be like, oh, we'll do I don't know, Leon versus Nate winner at a catchweight. Like he's just fucking weird.
Yeah. I think Conor would have trouble with Dariush. He's more on a trajectory of.
Conor won't go anywhere near Dariush.
Exactly. I don't think anyone wants to go near Dariush, man. He's a nightmare. Give me Dariush Oliveira.
Dariush versus Makhachev should be the next fight. And just I get Moises just had it, but they should straight up offer it to Dariush right now. Say, hey, can you make it? Can you do it? If you can, step up, and winner gets into a title eliminator off that.
Yeah, well, do you think that's something he does?
I told Zach I'm waiting for Moises to lose, so I'm excited for the Makhachev fight right now.
You're not a Moises guy.
You're going to get it. Yeah, he's going to lose.
Yeah, no, I really like Thiago Moises, but Islam is a next level. There's no shot that Moises wins that fight. But I don't think Dariush takes that fight because at this point he's inserted himself right there for, close to a title shot. You fight, is Islam ranked yet?
10. Right?
Yeah. He's I think he's 10th or something, but the rankings, you can win one fight and move up 8 rankings with these rankings.
That's true. Listen, I like Islam. I think Islam is probably the future champ of that division. It's like to me, Beneil is probably not taking that fight.
Beneil versus Gaethje could make a lot of sense also.
All right, before we get to the next one, Kieran, who is at UFC 262, is with us. He's back in the hotel. How are you feeling right now?
Elated, joyed, overbearingly horny.
Yes.
It's to the point where I almost don't want to leave.
I feel bad for Jose.
Want to just go find anybody from the UFC and just kiss him in the mouth for putting on this amazing card. That's how I'm feeling right now. 2 of the fighters that I can't stand the most lost, and it's purely because of that reason that I am as horny as I have stated before.
Caitlin Chookagian, I'm sure, would be happy to hear that you're horny.
Caitlin Chookagian.
Did you hear about
winning
that?
Was a sacrifice. You said, did I hear about what with Caitlin Chookagian?
You didn't hear about the Caitlin Chookagian Twitter?
Oh no, I definitely saw that. She
I saw that too, yeah.
And if that was honestly what she's enjoying, then she'll move down on my most hated fighters list. She's definitely making an appearance this week. But if she's into the dark meat, I can't hate on her. I can't hate on it. No, it was funny actually. As I was at the event, me and Jose started screaming out "Queen of BBC." And it's just funny to see all of the people that follow MMA closely because 8 people turned around and just busted out laughing as soon as her face came across the screen, and we just screamed out "Queen of BBC." But
Nico said, "What did she tweet?" Nico, just go to her Twitter and then go to her tweets, and then you'll find out.
Yeah. Well, also, I have a question for you guys. How did it seem like the crowd was through the pay-per-view? Did it seem like they were overbearingly annoying or great?
Well, the booing was annoying. The booing was stupid.
So that's the thing. I felt like the Caitlin Chookagian fight kind of set a tone that kind of had everybody in this damn, we just want to get to the main fights. After that, the rest of them were insane. But overall, what a card! It was not a good night for limbs or joints, if we're being honest. I mean, Jacare's arm, Antonina Shevchenko's arm, and Tony's ankle. And honestly, if you saw Tony walking out to go fight in that 3rd round, I mean, man.
I did see it.
And Barboza's leg.
Dude, Barboza's leg was shredded up too.
Burgos' leg was shredded up.
Burgos' leg. There was this leg.
And let me tell you
shotguns.
Let me tell you what. Shane Burgos falling was one of the scariest things I've ever seen in all of MMA competition.
Man lagged.
He started falling back towards the cage, towards our side of the octagon.
Dude, the legs.
And when he did, it was when I'm telling you he stopped, he was lifeless on the ground for a good 2-3 seconds. like just face planted and just out. And I was just like, oh, like I was concerned that he just had a seizure.
Well, his legs were like jiggling after on the ground, like he was swimming.
It was so weird when they showed it in slow mo. He had his hands up, his eyes were open, like he looked like he was there, but he had to be out. Like he had to be like obviously his eyes open, but he had to be clearly out. I mean, that's definitely I've never seen that before. That was insane.
That was quite terrifying. But also, I just have to say, most important thing of the night. Michael Chandler can strap his work boots on and he can get to the back of the fucking line. Because Charles Oliveira is, I mean, like, all jokes aside, what a story from Charles Oliveira. Mm-hmm. This dude, I mean, me and Jose literally, like a little over a year ago, me and Jose were making jokes on him calling out Conor McGregor because we were like, dude, that fight's never going to happen. He is now the undisputed champion of the lightweight division, and it's one fight away from happening. Also, throughout his career, every single big test that Charles Oliveira has faced, he came up short. Yeah, he came up short. And now he's fought in two, and every time that he's faced adversity in a fight, he crumbles. And now for 2 straight fights, he dominated on a big stage against a big-time opponent. And
3.
Yeah, 3 against Kevin Lee as well. Yeah. I mean, it's Kevin Lee. But anyway.
He's good. God damn.
No, but now
wild.
Against Michael Chandler, went out there and overcame it. I mean, he was getting blasted. I thought it was over, and he fought through it.
Kevin Lee versus Michael Chandler would be great.
I'll watch that Michael Chandler?
Tomorrow. Yeah, watch that.
I would love that.
Yeah, Brady. He's got Tom Brady. That's who he's fighting.
Oh, Kevin Lee's fighting Sean Brady?
Yeah, I did hear that. They both agreed to it.
Sean Brady's not bad.
It's an interest. I mean, it's a good fight for both of them.
Sean Brady's a thick 155er, man.
Too. I like that. Well, I thought Kevin Lee said he was moving up to 170 and not coming back.
I think he lied.
We called out fucking Mike Perry, so.
Yeah.
I would call Mike Perry, too.
Yeah, not a bad strategy at this point. But
what
did you guys think of that of that main event? I guess I kind of missed a little bit of the conversation. Sorry, the connection.
It was great.
Applicable, man.
It's insane.
2021 has spoiled us. Literally, 2021. There has not been. I don't know if there's been really a bad Cyril Gane and Rosenstrike is the only pay-per-view or main event that I can really think of this year that has been like kind of boring. That's it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I want to know from Kieran. Like, I've been to one UFC event. What was it like when he climbed out of the cage? Oliveira, when he got out of the cage, were you like, what the fuck is he doing? Or you think he was just so excited with how weird was that? Or like cool?
No, I mean, everybody seemed to love it. I mean, honestly, I love it whenever a fighter can turn a whole crowd that's rooting for someone else to his side. You know, like there was a lot of boos, but then there was some cheers as well for Charles Oliveira whenever he was walking out. But it was mostly like a pro Chandler crowd. Like you definitely heard the USA chants ringing throughout the crowd. You know,
there's something about a Brazilian champion, man. I don't know what it is. There's just something like when Aldo was the champ, and Anderson Silva. There's just something about he came from nothing.
Like Charles Oliveira, Jose Aldo. Like look at whenever he gets the belt and he runs around like a little kid. That's his everything. You know. This dude's been in the UFC forever. He's been through the ups and downs, the best of the best. Yeah, this is 2008. The best of the best, the worst of the worst.
I think he started at 19. I think he started at 19 in the UFC.
Yeah.
You said what again?
I think he was 19 in the UFC. His UFC debut.
He cut his teeth in the UFC as well. But yeah, honestly, I'm happy we don't have to hear Michael Chandler speaking cliches anymore while having the belt.
I feel like if he won, he was going to call out Khabib. I just there's something in my heart that was like, if Michael Chandler wins, he's going to take this moment, call out Khabib. Like he's not going to talk about Dustin. He's not going to talk about Conor. He's going to talk about Khabib.
Which is a pretty dope call out.
Yeah, that's
it is.
That's a more respectable call out than anyone.
Calling out Khabib at any point for the next 5 years is still like the craziest call out you can make.
I feel like in 10 years, people are still going to be calling him out. I
did not like how Poirier disrespected Chandler after that Hooker fight. And he was like, nah, he's not even close to me. That felt disrespectful. But tonight it kind of showed UFC experience overweighs any experience. You know, like this is the top. This is as good as it gets in the UFC, especially this division, 155. You have so much guys that are like world class compared to the rest of the world. Like in the UFC, this division is the most stacked thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Insane.
Also, man, I'm telling you right now, Aaron's gonna love what I'm about to say because it's very not casual.
He loved the prelims.
Is anyone sitting here thinking right now, how can we get Patricio Pitbull into the UFC?
Yes.
Hey, like at this point, it's so wide open with Khabib gone now that I want to see it, man. Like I would love to see it. He's over there. I mean, he's gonna beat everybody that he goes up against at 155 over there. You know,
Scott Coker's worried.
We'll see AJ McKee. AJ McKee is a real test
that I want to see him against first. But say he goes through AJ McKee. What's left for him over there? I would love to see him come over to the UFC and compete with all these guys at 155. That would get me extremely horny. You know?
Yeah.
Well, we always want that.
There's so many fights. There's so many fights in the UFC right now without him. Either way, but yeah,
especially in that division.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that Bellator has its own thing going too. At this point, like it doesn't really matter. Okay,
that's a big TikTok right now. Those of you that can't see, Kieran is currently laying down, ass up in the air, feet going on the bed in his hotel room, fresh off of UFC 262. I do want to get your take on Tony Ferguson. Your man, Tony Ferguson. Go ahead.
I mean,
Ferguson.
First off, I gotta say, the crowd pop for Tony.
That was crazy.
I don't think have we been at an event that the crowd was that.
Not for a fighter like that.
No, I don't think for a single fighter there's ever been a crowd pop as crazy as the crowd pop was for Tony. And I also think Beneil got treated very unfairly with all the booing.
The booing at the end too, man.
I understand he beats your favorite fighter in dominant fashion, but at the same time, like, let's relax. This dude.
I feel like you should earn respect for that guy. Like if he runs through your guy like that.
I think it's because the last round lacked as much action as the first two. But at the same time, I'm like, he's controlling him in every facet of the
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and that was honestly the most mind-boggling thing to me. And I remember saying it to Jose, and I was like, damn, the more that we're seeing Tony Ferguson go up against these top-level grapplers at 155, the more I'm sort of thankful that we didn't get the disappointment of seeing him against Khabib. I'm telling you,
he looked so slow, bro.
Yeah, if you guys know Tommy Toehold, he posted a joke on his Twitter account, and he said Khabib might have beaten Tony faster than he beat Justin Gaethje. And before I was just like, I don't think so. Now after seeing that, I'm like, man, because he looked helpless. I mean and that's back-to-back fights, but it also scared me for the main event. Because I was just like, okay, if Tony just got worked that way against Beneil Dariush, is Charles Oliveira as good as we're making him out to be? And it turns out, man, he was. So Beneil Dariush is, I mean, I know we're a Beneil Dariush podcast, but damn, that dude came out and gave him some Iranian ass juice right in his face. And
literally, because they were in the 69 position for like all of 4 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was tough. He's telling Tony to sniff that shit. But I mean,
that can't smell good. And the third round, 4 minutes. That cannot be good.
It can't, especially after sweating and rolling. That
Has there been a submission due to just hazardous, nasty ass?
If you shit yourself, it's a disqualification. Turd Ferguson had a tough night tonight, man.
The judges, were there any decisions where the crowd was like,
hey, I'm telling you, I'm from the great state of Texas. We have the most laughable athletic commission of any state in America, and that goes across MMA, boxing, kickboxing, everything. Our commission is horrible. Like, I don't know. One of the guys that was judging tonight had only judged, like, I think 3 professional MMA fights.
That's stupid.
How the fuck did Mike Grundy win 30-27?
He's the one that gave Mike Grundy the 30-27.
What a joke.
And it's unbelievable that we can't get. I mean, like, you remember the last time he was here, John Jones and Dominic Reyes, and there was a bunch of bad decisions on that card, and that's where it all started. But man, Houston has a serious. Houston, we have a problem. Like, I'm telling you, that was bad. Like some of these scorecards, I was like, Jesus Christ, what's going on?
They got it right with her being though.
I'm very happy that the co-main and main event were very decisive. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, man, imagine if that Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler fight went to a war and those guys like took enormous amounts of damage, and then at the very end, the wrong guy won.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible. Like I can't imagine how that would feel, but we didn't have to worry about that. Because
could you see Matt Schnell's mouthpiece on the ground, because apparently the judge or the ref couldn't see it, but they were talking about it. But Schnell's mouthpiece was out, and that's all
for like a good 2 minutes, man.
No, the commentary was cancer like that?
Joe Rogan was having a heart attack.
Man, the Matt Schnell and Bontarine fight was just kind of it was a bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't bad.
It's not good for Matt Schnell, man.
Yeah, no, it's not good for Matt Schnell. But at the same time, like, as like a fan of like technique, I thought it was like pretty. It was very technical, and I wouldn't say it was like the most entertaining thing ever. But at the same time, I mean, like, I understood what was going on, especially in the third round. I thought the third round was great, and it ended with a freaking chorus of boos at the end, which was just insane. I just everybody. But then also there's inebriated people and non-inebriated people. Like people in my section were like, "What the fuck are y'all booing at? Shut the fuck up!" So you have stuff like that happen. But I mean, good win for Bontarine, even though he missed weight. It's gonna hurt his pockets a little bit. Not good for Matt Schnell.
Nico says the Texas Commission cares more about the genitals of high school athletes than they do about Matt Schnell's teeth.
I'm not kidding. I'm not even sure if they have jurisdiction over like high school athletics, but high school athletics are probably as big as sports get here in Texas. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have some like Friday night lights referees going out there. And, oh, you can referee football. You can referee people fighting. Like I'm sure. Some bullshit like that has happened. Just a week ago,
you sad?
A couple of days ago, like earlier this week, a tiger was loose in the same city that just hosted this fight. So, welcome to Texas, man.
Nice.
I wouldn't be. Hey, listen, I wouldn't be from anywhere else either. I wouldn't be. From anywhere else.
Did everyone have their finest cowboy boots on?
Oh yeah, I think Michael Chandler influenced the boots movement with all of the strap up your work boots. The amount of Michael Chandler shirts I saw was actually pretty funny while leaving the octagon, or while leaving the the arena, because it's just there's something about like your favorite fighter losing and the face that you have, just completely dejected. It was a tough scene, but I don't know. I embrace all of that. I sulk it in, but but guys, it was a great night. I know I was talking about possibly not going. Are you happy we went, Jose? Yeah, that was it delivered like crazy. The pop in the arena whenever everything was going on. I mean, the Jacare. I wish I need to hear the Jacare. The Jacare arm.
My God.
Twitter, man.
It's kind of like you put a bunch of buffalo wing bones down the garbage disposal, because there's like multiple crunch. It was like,
Look it up.
it was like 3 crunches.
Yeah, I'm black. I know exactly what that shit sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I'm white. I also eat buffalo wings, so I get
it. Well, you put them down the disposal though, too.
I mean, like everybody's done that. That's just a human race thing. That's not black people don't only do that shit.
Goodness gracious! Hey, I
like hog maws. I like big feet. Damn.
Oh my goodness! What else was on the main card? Oh yeah, Caitlin Chukagian fighting Vivian Araújo.
I'll be honest. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. But if I had to take a piss break at the event, I'm taking a piss break during that fight. But it was a good fight.
How did you guys feel about that decision as well? I thought it was 29-28, and it could have gone either way, just because the second round was close. But in my mind, I'm like, Vivian definitely won the first round.
I thought so.
Second round.
You said the second round?
She took her down, and
she had her. She had her in fucking in it. I mean, well, it wasn't like she was close to finishing it, but I don't know. It's a Caitlin Chukagian fight. Anyway, next on the card we had Barbosa and Burgos, which was
that's where
my man Edson.
Yeah, that set the tone. I mean, shit. Well, that set the tone, and then Chukagian took it from a high energy point and knocked that shit all the way down to hell. But I mean, what a fight, though. I mean, it seemed like Burgos was in control early, and then Edson just started doing Edson shit, and it was like
I don't know. Those leg kicks early on really seemed to fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Burgos too.
There's nothing like being at a live event too, sitting 75 feet away from the octagon and hearing someone's leg getting kicked from that distance away in a space with like 15,000 people.
Well, it was two firsts for me in that fight. I've never seen two people's leg bleeding before their face starts bleeding, and then the way he got knocked out. Never seen that in my life. Like
it literally looked like a video game lag. Like that looks like something that would happen in UFC 4. Like you hit the guy and then all of a sudden it was scary, but at the same time, it was a totally like, what the fuck just happened moment. Like he literally, his hands are in the air. It looks like he's about to throw a punch and then he's out. And then, like when he was laying face down on the canvas, like
terrifying.
He looked dead. Like he was not moving. It was just
I
insane.
He had a seizure because I saw the right hand hit him and I was like, damn, that was a good right hand. And then I saw him like recovering. I was like, okay, he's good. And then he just started falling back. He literally just tumbled back into the cage. And I was like, no way. And then when Edson, like I've never seen, me personally, you signed up for this shit, get blasted after you're completely unconscious. I could care less, you signed up for this shit. That's just how it's got to be, I mean, well, obviously I feel some sort of sympathy for like their family and whatnot. Not really.
You don't. We know you all too well at this point. We know you feel no sympathy. It's okay.
But my thing was like, whenever that shit happened and Edson went in for follow-up shots, I low-key kind of panicked. I was like, yo, like he might be really fucked up here. Like I don't know. But it was good to see him. He popped right back up and then walked out of the cage. But I think he just
surprised Joe Rogan didn't interview him.
Yeah. Hey, they did a good job of that though tonight because Tony was waiting in the octagon like he was going to be interviewed, but then they didn't interview him, and they didn't interview Michael Chandler. But yeah, I mean, tough scene. He had to strap up his work boots and take that interview as well. Guys, do you know that he was supposed to win the title because his father was a carpenter for 40 years?
Yeah, shit. Oliveira's dad probably made like a penny an hour.
Dude, that's who we were talking about. It's just like Michael Chandler was talking about how he's such a hard worker and like very is it blue collar? Blue collar.
Yeah.
Where he like just worked his ass off and his parents had 2 jobs. I'm like, Charles Oliveira probably didn't have shoes until he was a double-digit age. Like let's relax a little bit.
A guy means business, and when they walk to the octagon with no shoes on, like Oliveira was out there barefoot. Everyone else at least wears the slides.
Octagon playing some Christian music with no shoes on. That is as humble and grounded as you get. Crazy, just absolutely crazy. I mean, honestly, I'm not the type to like shed tears
you got emotional, man.
No, bro, I'm dead serious. I got emotional. Like I think Jose did too, right?
That should bring a tear to Aaron's eye.
Seeing him walk around with the title, Charles Oliveira, like, think about his career.
It was the reaction after, man.
Dude, he was literally just like a middle of the road contender. He's real solid. He has a great submission game, but he also gets submitted sometimes. It's not like it. Just for him to like, and then in the fight, overcome the adversity of the first round, come out in that second round and just walk Michael Chandler down. It was just like, yo, either I'm going or you're going, but we're going to find out right now. Just walked him down, put Michael Chandler on the back foot, who puts everybody else on the back foot, and finished him. It's just insane. Crazy. That damn near got me emotional, especially the way that he was running around with the belt like a little kid. It was just like did you see him outside of the octagon just like jumping?
Yeah.
Did you? I got
goosebumps when that shit started happening because I'm just like, dude, he is just like giddy. Like he's just.
Did you and Jose like hug or like high five after?
Oh yeah, we high five for sure. Yeah, everyone around us was going crazy. They got fist bumps, but
did you high five like a stranger?
No, I didn't fist bumps.
Okay.
And then like this is a question for Kieran and Aaron. Like when Bruce Buffer says it's time and you're there, how horny do you get?
Bro, the atmosphere in the building. Like, okay, this is my thing. I don't know how these motherfuckers do it, bro. I don't like if you ever attend a live. Zach, have you ever attended a live event?
No, I really want to. I
want to
go.
Live event, you will respect how absolutely fucking crazy these dudes have to be to get in there. Because the tension in the room, the build up, everything, like the fucking bass is bumping all the way through. It's.
Carrie, who is sitting to my right here, says probably hornier than Chukagian on Twitter. You're not wrong.
Hey, those are good videos. Yeah. Team Steve, check her out on the hub. Anyway, but no, like just the tension there. It just, and then you go in there and you see like you feel more attached to everything that's going on when you're there live, because on the TV, like, they're real people, but at the same time they're through a screen. You go there and you see these people just like walk in like normal people, take off their shirts, fight in their underwear, and then walk out changed people, or unconscious, or like losing everything, or winning. It's insane. The amount of pressure that the fact that I think everybody in there gets nervous for them tells you how crazy it is. I don't know. It is wild. There's nothing like attending a live event, though. I'll tell you that much. But
Aaron, what about you?
I'm glad this card was amazing, because if it wasn't, then I wouldn't be saying any of this shit. I wouldn't. But yeah, go ahead, Aaron. I guess what was your
it's pretty much sums it up completely. Like, is this this was your first event, Kieran?
No. I've been to like 5.
Okay. Like, have you been to a bad event?
Well, no, I went to UFC.
That's my point. Like, none of them are bad when you're there. Like, like you have a like, if you weren't there, you would have said that Chukagian fight was even worse than it was. But when you're there, you can even appreciate movement and like realize, like, yo, these women are hitting hard too. Like, there's no soft hitters. Like, you feel the impact more. You can hear the like hear leg kicks more. Like, even things you don't pick up on the screen. Like, and you see how like certain people carry the nerves and it makes them better. Other people don't, but you do feel the energy for sure. And I mean, the first fight when Bruce Buffer comes out and he's like getting the whole time, it's just, it's undeniable.
What about when they
also, dude, that dude is cracked the fuck out, bro. They're probably, I don't know if he starts lines to get going, but there's nobody in that.
Dude, he does like stretches when he comes out. He like does stretches. He gets
he's literally like he's like rolling his neck, like jumping.
He's fucking hitting everybody. He's slapping Joe Rogan on the ass.
But you gotta Mike. Also, a referee, Mike Beltran, the guy with the long beard.
Oh yeah,
with the tucked in mustache. He tucked it into his shirt.
He was walking around, pacing, like jumping, and like just holding his hips, walking around, like giving himself.
Yeah, definitely don't take floor seats. You want to get into 100 level, just about like halfway up the 100 levels. Those are right above the cage.
Lower bowl is what you want.
Lower bowl, like row M or N. That's what you want, because then you're above the cage line.
Yeah, we that's where we were. We were the first row. Like we were the first. The first bowl, but we were like first seats on like an aisle, and then you could see inside the cage and like through the sides a little bit. But you can see all the action from there. So that's
not floor seats. Floor seats are overrated.
Yeah, unless you're getting like celebrity first row, like right there by
which you're not.
Yeah, which you're not going to. Just get lower bowl. Don't get floor seats. They're pretty shitty. I mean, you're gonna get good pictures with all the fighters and stuff, but if you just show up earlier in the fight week, you can get that as well.
What were the COVID restrictions / protocols, and how was that whole situation?
Dick.
Good. Sounds about right.
There was absolutely. Oh well, you had to do like a COVID screening before, but they didn't even ask for that at the door, so it was just like, fuck it. I mean, everybody. I was like the only guy sitting around like wearing mask. I had Purell in my pocket. I was ready to go. Did
it like someone try to fist bump you and you squirt the Purell in their hand before they could fist bump you?
Hey, this card was almost worth like catching it and that's almost worth. But yeah, I really want to see my girlfriend soon. So
yeah. Hope maybe she's listening.
I masked up and had my Purell and was super duper safe about everything. So hopefully I don't catch that shit, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, overall though,
I survived post 260 or post 261. I'm okay.
There you go. I'm hoping I'm on that level, Aaron. You know,
I don't think you guys have anything to worry about. I think you guys are all right.
Yeah, I don't know. That was But you guys caught the early prelims as well.
Yep. And a perfect way to start off the night. And that was my next question for you. How was the crowd for those fights? Because I think at least through the TV and everything, it sounded pretty electric. And all three early prelim fights were great fights from beginning to end.
Yeah, I mean the crowd was like, well, this is the thing. All the hardcores were there, and you could tell because the expensive seats weren't filled, and all the other ones were. So I mean, yeah, it was a good time early on. We got to see some pretty entertaining fights as well. I mean, like shit, Sean Soriano, and
that was great.
Yeah, Sean Soriano went out there. I mean, man, tough break for the kid, but yeah, that was he got subbed. Yeah. That fight, I mean, hell, even bro, the girls went out there and scrapped, bro. Other than Chukagian, fuck her. But
yeah, dude, Cachoeira, man, against Gina,
bro.
That was the best fight of the night, I think.
Cachoeira and Mazzani.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Might have been Aaron.
That was an awesome fight.
Other than Chandler and Oliveira, probably.
Those two, I mean, like honestly, who expected Gina Mazzani versus Priscilla Cachoeira to be watchable, let alone
That's
that?
True.
Compared.
That's true. I mean, well, yeah, they're both not UFC caliber fighters.
They're both terrible, but Cachoeira is really starting to come back a little bit now. So
yeah.
Dude, after taking 250 shots against Valentina Shevchenko in her debut, it's kind of a crazy story for her.
Those are 2 rounds. 2 rounds.
Yeah, dude, that's the worst beating I've ever seen.
That was horrible. Also, what was it? Not that fight, but And like Gina Mazzani. Have you guys seen Gina Mazzani's other losses?
Yeah, they're all embarrassing.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't like getting punched at all.
There was a point where she looked up at the ref, just like, "Please, fucking save me."
That was crazy. She was running away.
She was that tired. It was like, and she was quitting before she was even hurt. To be honest with you, she was that tired.
On the stool in between rounds, she was like pretty done. And I don't want to bury. I know this is a Glory MMA sponsored podcast, so I don't want to.
We're not sponsored.
Yeah, I don't.
We're not sponsored.
No, I know. I'm joking.
I don't want to crap on her either. She went out there and she fought.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think Glory might want to start investing in an actual head coach.
Well,
just saying.
Well, this is the best thing. Like Mazzani.
I'm just saying. Hold on, I'm not done. I'm just saying. I'm not ready to crown James Krause the crowning savior of MMA coaching. I think he's a very good part of a coaching system, but I think in all seriousness, they need to bring in a coach who can focus the team a little bit more because
that's all he does, man.
I think he's gotten these guys to as far as they can get, but I think these are super talented guys, and Grant Dawson's going to run into the same problems, I think, against I think Grant Dawson's as good as, and if they want to get to title contending, they need that next cerebral mind in there.
Yeah.
You could see Grant Dawson, but like Mazzani won 2 of those rounds pretty dominantly. Or she won.
But just doing the same thing. It was just like take down. But she can't do that for 15 minutes.
But think about this. Like Joe Rogan was talking about James Krause in the commentating, and he was like, this was so interesting because James Krause is an interesting guy. He coaches, but he's in the midst of his career. Like he's got a great career going.
Exactly.
He spends all of his time on other fighters, and I'm thinking, damn, Krause is about to be a guest on Rogan's podcast because he thinks he's an interesting guy. I thought that was about to happen. I'm thinking about Mazzani winning, and then it just didn't happen. So, but no, I think James Krause is one of the best coaches in MMA. For sure.
I'm not. I think Glory could.
I think he's still an active fighter.
Yeah.
I think he's still.
It's tough when the active fighter is your head coach, like your main head coach. That's really asking.
Okay, I'll compare it to this, right? You have talent at, say, Team Alpha Male whenever Uriah Faber is there, right? But whenever you're focused on your on your own career as well. Like, and I know James Krause does like a whole lot of coaching. He probably does more coaching than he does focusing on his own because he's just a student of the game. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like I feel like I agree with what Aaron's trying to say. Like to take it to the next level, you do need.
Yeah, when Team Alpha Male was at its best is when they brought in Dwayne Bang Ludwig and they had that cerebral mind to go along with that. That was what brought it to the next.
He's a snake in the grass.
Yeah, they need their.
Yes, he is.
Hey, that's it.
Peanut butter. What is it? Is it?
It's like it's like honestly, if Glory MMA and like Rufus Sport could just like merge into one gym, that's what they need.
That'd actually be pretty good.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I think James Krause is a good coach. I
think both sides would benefit. I'm saying both sides would benefit because you're seeing Rufus Sport. They have like the same limitation, but when it comes to like their striking based fighters, Glory has the same limitation when it comes to their grappling based fighters. And they both need like Duke Rufus is a great cerebral mind, but he's not exactly the emotional guy, while James Krause is more the emotional.
When Krause fights, he gets coached by Mark Montoya. Mark Montoya is the head coach of Factory X. Maybe
Factory X is another one.
That, or you could do Extreme Couture because he's in Vegas. They're both in Vegas.
I just think that at this point that Glory is on the path to having almost title. And I know there's more to talk about here, but it's just I'm just not as ready as the commentating was tonight before Gina lost. And as a lot of people have been saying James Krause is coach of the year, I can think of Trevor Whitman, Khabib. I think there's 2 or 3 coaches who are well ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, well, if Justin Gaethje comes back this year and wins a fight, I don't think you can go against Trevor Whitman being the coach of the year.
I mean, Trevor Whitman.
I think he's already coach of the year.
Yeah, I think Trevor Whitman's the best American like MMA coach right now out there, probably. Yeah,
and listen,
I think he's the best coach in the game right now. Actually,
I'm obviously we're a Glory show, and Josh gets to be with Glory all the time, so he knows.
Yeah,
but I don't think Aaron is saying that James Krause is a shit coach. I think he's great at what he does. That I do agree in a way that it's not that they should leave Glory. It's almost as if Glory brings it, because let's be honest, like I feel like Grant Dawson is the next coach in line there, right? It's like in ways it feels like it's James Krause, and then it seems like Grant Dawson is cornering everyone else. And if they were to bring someone else in, if they were to bring someone else in, now you have, different coaches, different minds. I think that's ultimately what he's saying, which I can't really disagree. It's like James Krause is great. I think what he's done with these guys has been great. We've seen guys like Kevin Kroom revive their career under James Krause. We've seen Derek Minner revive his career under James Krause. I think he's a great coach, and I think that he has potential that gym has potential to be one of the best in the UFC. It's just when you're still a fighter and he literally does everything. I watch the videos that you guys post on Instagram. He does everything, and he invests. He's cornering every single week, and there's guys like Mose Wolak who fought today. Like he would have been there if Gino was like, he's everywhere, and it's like if they had this other coach there to help them, I think it would make that gym to take it to that next level as a whole gym, not just for each fighter, but the whole gym itself.
It's a great perspective.
There's nothing wrong with a fighter-led program. Like nothing wrong.
No.
I mean,
it's just they still need
even Extreme Couture before is it Eric Selvig?
Nick Sick. Eric Nick.
Nick Sick. Yeah. What's it called? Before Selvig's a MCU character. But no. Yeah, like even Extreme Couture before Nick Sick came in after their coach died. They were kind of lost, they didn't really have any sort of direction. The same thing with Team Alpha Male. I think like having that guy that's like completely honed in everything, like his day to day is like 100% being a straight up coach, I think they need that sort of structure, that like, okay, I'm the head coach of this gym, that's what I do, that's how I run it, like day to day. But at the end of the day, I mean, Gino Mazzani just had a bad night, bro. Like it is what it is. Priscilla Cachoeira is a fucking zombie, and like just walked through.
She's zombie girl, dude. She's zombie girl.
Exactly. And honestly, I think more than anything, what beat Gino Mazzani tonight was her cardio, more than it was anything technique wise. I think it was her cardio. Yeah.
I mean, every shot that Priscilla seemed to land striking wise did affect her, even in the first round. She hits really hard though. She has the fastest finish in that division. Like, and again, she's come back from that beating that Valentina put on her. After that, I had declared her dead. Like, and then she lost her next fight, and then she's now on a 2-fight win streak against 2 of the worst in the UFC. But still, like, it's UFC competition. So Props to her. We're talking about her for 15 minutes on a recap. Like we're talking about the fucking Chandler versus Gina Mazzani fight. So
Yeah.
I think that shows you how great the card was.
Yeah.
No, like the card was great too. Like that's
what I'm saying. Like it's every fight was that good that we're talking about them.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying like, man, it was so bad we have to talk about.
No.
I'm like, no, this is the crazy part. Like we're not digging for it. I love the prelims. I always love the prelims. And being at the fights, I even love it more because the people are there from the first fight. It's like, those are my people. Like those people are.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were my person tonight, Kieran. I saw your Instagram story. I was like, oh my God, he got to his seat at the time.
I'm not. You think I'm a casual?
I feel like you did it for me. I feel like you're doing it for me. Every week you're trying to prove me wrong.
Aaron,
I'm just like, man, he's watching all the fights.
I'll tell you what, Aaron. Aaron, I got up at 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
And watched One's card.
Oh my goodness, you watched that shit? Or you watched the Killer Bee?
4 a.m. Then
that was a robbery.
All the way down to Houston today. Well, actually, Jose drove. I just sat passenger. And I just watched UFC 262.
MMA day.
From pillar to post, bro. From prelim to post fight.
Yep.
Hats off to Kieran. Round of applause for Kieran. Let's go, Kieran.
I do every single week.
And look, and the only fighter that I'm truly being harsh on is Caitlin Chukagian.
Yeah, which is like unnecessary.
I could go ham on Chandler. I haven't even got started on yet, but yeah, no, but yeah.
Are you guys ready to fire some people? Does Jose want to join us in the You're Fired?
Yeah, you want to join? You want to join in? Yeah, he's down. He's down.
All right, let's get this shit.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, you got to
hard to fire people after this shit.
Yeah. No, there's some fireable people.
There's some fireable people.
There's some fireable offenses.
There's definitely some fireable people.
All right, let's get after this shit. Alrighty, we are to our You're Fired segment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to fire someone, just put it in the comments and we will post it up on the screen for the people to see. I will say it is kind of a hard one to fire people. It's more, there's like two guys on this list that I feel like I don't want to put on the list, but it's more for like a retirement / done than anything. But I'll let you guys go first and I'll clean it up at the end.
Zach, you know who you're putting on you know who you're picking.
No, you don't know who I'm picking.
I know who you're picking.
You don't know.
Pick him.
I'm ready.
You're a phony.
You don't know.
I'll go first.
I'm not a phony. I am no phony. Don't call me names.
All right, Josh, go fire someone. Go ahead.
Man, so I don't know a lot about Andre Muniz. I saw on your pre-fight show, Aaron, that you're 0-2 on picking Muniz fights.
I'm 1-1.
I don't know.
0-3 now.
You're 0-3 now. I don't know enough about the guy to be impressed with his performance. I just know that Jacare Souza is completely over the hill. He's completely done. Just his last performances, you got KO'd while you're on top of somebody. I can't fathom that. And then tonight you get your arm split. I know it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing for him, and I am more underwhelmed with Jacare than I am impressed with Andre Muniz. And for that fact, I think Jacare's done. I think he should be out of the UFC now, and he's fired for me. And it's blatant. He should be fired.
I agree. He was on my list, so good pick. Kieran, or actually, we'll go Aaron, and then we'll let Kieran and Jose go. Aaron, go ahead.
Okay. Well, who I'm firing is not because he stood me up on Thursday for my breakdown show, although he did do that too. It's Jamie Pickett, man. He's 0-2, 0-4, or 1-4 in his UFC appearances between the Contender Series and the UFC. And he's 33 years old.
That fight pissed me off. Keep going, but I'm gonna. Oh my god! I said it in the group chat, man. Like
he hurt Jordan Wright, and he could have honestly jumped on him a little bit, and he just didn't. And he allowed Jordan Wright to start countering, and then he just got obliterated by the Beverly Hills Ninja. And I was very not impressed with the performance. There's nothing that you can do with Jamie Pickett at this point, and he's not UFC caliber. Period.
For one, I don't like the Beverly Hills Ninja at all. So he's just someone I just don't like him.
Go. He's good.
I'm not letting it go. I don't like him. But I cannot stand when a fighter sits in that position against the cage. That drives me insane. The second that you wear like one of those elbows, you need to move. Yeah. Like we've seen it. We saw it with Ryan Spann against Johnny Walker. Like you cannot do that. That is like the most vulnerable position. And it's a position in which you can easily get out of. You can easily back off and get out of that position. That like if there's one thing in MMA that literally makes my blood boil, it is when guys lose because of that. Because that is like the lowest level MMA fight IQ I think you could possibly have. I am not a fighter. I am a slob. I would get my ass kicked against anybody that can fight.
Correct.
But I know damn well that if I had my head against the cage and I wore one of those elbows, I'm going to move away because I know if I mean, it'd be surprising if I'm not knocked out after the first one. But if I survived the first one, I'm definitely going to move so it doesn't happen a second time. And the fact that I see this happen regularly, it blows my mind and drives me crazy. So that is like the one thing. Jamie Pickett could have been 4-0 in the UFC. If I saw him lose that way, I would have cut him. That drives me up a goddamn wall. I don't know why. You're in the UFC. You're at the highest of highs that you can possibly be, and you're getting knocked out that way. That just pisses me off.
Totally understand.
When you're in that position and your knees are on the ground and you're holding someone up against the cage, it's either get to it, like either you're pulling him off the cage, like you have your hands clasped, or you're switching to a single, or like it's either get his leg around you and change his balance so he has to stop elbowing you in the face, or switch to the other side or back off. And he did neither of those things.
None of those. There's tons of options, and he did none of them.
But then also at certain times, sometimes one of those hard elbows just fucks him up, and it's just damn, like tough scene. But for my pink slip,
give it to
me. Don't get me twisted here, guys. All right, I'm about to say something that I really don't want to say. Tony Ferguson is an all-time great lightweight.
Wow, that's a lot for you.
Shut the fuck up, Zach.
You're a big man.
Zach, shut up. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, if his aspiration is to continue to pursue a championship in the lightweight division, that time has passed. So
he looked so slow tonight, man.
His goal is to make more money and enjoy fighting. 100%, continue doing it. But if you still want to be a UFC champion after the performance that I just saw tonight and after the last 3 performances that we've had, go ahead and hit the road, Jack.
And don't you come back. No more.
Yeah. I'm giving the pink slips to Tony Ferguson. All the best of luck to him. At this point, I'm kind of bored of seeing him get his ass whooped. You know, at first I was really excited, you know, because I didn't like him. But that's MMA. You know, you're gonna have fighters that you don't like and fighters that you do. But at this point, I'm like, damn. Like I was almost rooting for him to pull it off after what happened to his ankle and he didn't tap. That dude does not quit no matter what.
He is a tough bastard.
He's the toughest. That like who else have you seen do that? And it's just like no quit in them. Like I guess the only person I can think of off the top of my head would be John Jones against Vitor. But for heel hooks,
look at the armbar he was in against Oliveira.
One of the most excruciating submissions that you could be put in is a heel hook. You literally saw him go back to his back, wincing in pain, and he still didn't tap. He literally just fucking kicked his leg off of him. He's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna kick your leg off.
He also smelt Dariush's ass sweat for 4 minutes and was
that's
fine.
The thing. But this is my thing: is Tony Ferguson's gonna go to press conferences and still be calling Khabib a bitch and trying to call out all these top lightweights. At the end of the day, I'm like, dude, your time is past now. It's you're over the hill. These guys have surpassed you, skill for skill. So yeah. Okay. But yeah, and then Jose, who's your
give it to me, Jose.
Hop in here.
My pink slip goes to Anthony Shevchenko.
God, you guys all took mine.
I knew Pickett was going to be one.
I've never seen someone get put in that type of submission for so damn long and not fight it off. I feel like Coach Pavel probably actually trained Valentina and groomed Antonina.
You know they're married, right?
She's slow as hell when it comes to striking. She doesn't know what she's doing on the ground. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why she's in the UFC, but she doesn't deserve it. So she gets my pink slip.
She is the Wish version. She's the Wish Shevchenko.
She has some losses to. I mean, well, Roxanne Modafferi is not.
Modafferi beat her ass. Like, come on.
Also, I think another thing with Antonina is okay. This is the question that I had for you guys because I put out a tweet and I thought it was pretty on par for the course. Do they give out world championships in Muay Thai like candy? Like candy? Yeah, I'm saying like free samples at Costco. Because she's an 11-time Muay Thai world champion. Andrea Lee's a 3-time Muay Thai world champion. I'm like, how many Muay Thai world champions? Like especially.
I think we should start entering some Muay Thai competitions,
especially in certain situations. But yeah, that fight sucked. Also, when you lose to someone
the fight sucked. It's just
no. It just sucked for me because I had to see a fucking Nazi lover win. But it's
KGB Lee.
KGB Lee, yeah, no, but great performance by her. Nazi loving aside, yeah.
So I've been told though that she's not with that guy anymore. So.
No.
Yeah, she hasn't been for quite a while.
Yeah, she's not with him because he abused her.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah,
that story.
Pretty bad.
Well,
he's fired.
He's fired. He gets the pink slip.
We can also fire that one judge that gave Mike Grundy 30-27.
That's what your pink slip should be. Just the Texas Athletic Commission.
seriously, shit.
Good God.
Are you guys ready to go some superlatives now?
You didn't give yours, Zach.
Yeah, you didn't give yours.
Well, yeah, but you guys took them all. Shevchenko,
everybody's fired.
Michael Chandler.
Listen. As much as I don't like Michael Chandler, he doesn't deserve to be fired. He still did have a decent perforance. So
Kevin Aguilar, he's lost 4 in a row.
Oh yeah, I guess he could be fired.
He is wasn't he a champion in LFA?
Yeah, he was LFA champ.
Yeah,
17-2 or 17-1 coming over.
Knocked out Tom Lee in spectacular.
Tom Lee knocked out Damon Jackson, and yeah, he was looking good for a while. And he was from Texas. I was expecting him to win tonight.
Yeah, no, it's actually
Tucker Lutz looks good.
Was his walkout televised?
I was in the middle of golfing. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was.
Guys, he was like booed while walking out.
Aguilar?
Yes. And
is he a fake Texan?
No. Who's his opponent?
Tucker Lutz.
Yeah, Tucker Lutz
was
cheered, and Kevin Aguilar was booed when they were walking out. Then Bruce Buffer announces that Aguilar's from Longview, Texas, and he gets like a huge pop.
Fucking idiot.
People didn't know where he was from.
I hate every last one of you.
Oh.
I hate every last one of you.
That's rough.
Y'all booed this native Texan for a man named Tucker.
Yeah, it's like very well known Texan too.
I feel like Tucker sounds more of a Texas name than Kevin.
He looks more Texas. I don't know. I don't even know.
A bunch of Kevins out here in Texas. Yeah.
Yes,
Also,
yes.
One more thing. I thought it was absolutely hilarious that Michael Chandler on Embedded was saying how he's excited to go fight for red, white, and blue-blooded Americans. Bro, Houston, Texas is full of Hispanic people, bro. Like 75 of the audience is like Hispanic.
What did Jose think of that statement?
Bro, we were walking in the arena. Every Hispanic person I saw was like, red, white, and blue American. Red, white, and blue-blooded American right there. I don't think he was aware. I think Michael Chandler might have had some shock walking out into the octagon. I don't think he understands the demographic of Houston. But anyway, it was a fun night. But yeah, let's get to these superlatives. My fault. I just had to
Chief superlatives.
Chief superlatives. My fault.
Ladies and gents, it is time for the Sheath Superlatives of the night. Do yourselves a favor. It's getting nice and warm outside, which we're all thankful for. Kieran had his Sheath underwear on, walking from the arena all the way to the hotel. Why?
I can show you guys right now.
No, don't do that. He did not want to chafe. Chafing season is here. You do not want to chafe. So in order to do that, you need to wear some Sheath underwear. Separates all the goods downstairs. Stop chafing. Greatest underwear in the world, and you can get a discount. Go to sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code Coffee and KOs. Get 20% off your entire purchase, and we will just say you're welcome now because you will never wear another pair of underwear again. Do not forget. Use that promo code, and don't forget to sheath your dagger. Here we go, boys. It is time for the superlatives. Aaron's falling asleep over there. At least it looks like it from my angle, so we need to get through this. First one.
I'm great.
All right, you're great. Okay, he's great.
Fantastic. I'm ready for a shot.
He's ready for your. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like an alcohol shot, and then I just remembered we were doing coffee references. So we got the jacked on caffeine performance of the night. Kieran, go.
Charles Oliveira, are you kidding me? I've never felt emotions. Charles Oliveira is not even one of my favorite fighters, and he made me feel emotions for him.
He's now one of your favorite fighters.
He honestly might. Well, I still think Gaethje or Poirier beat him, to be honest with you, but it's interesting now. You know, I'm not going to say like that's.
He's a weird matchup.
Yeah, I thought
he's
before this fight that either of these guys would lose to Gaethje or Poirier, but now after saying this, I'm impressed by both of them in both of the matchups. But
he can strike.
Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is the undisputed lightweight champion right now. How absolutely mind-boggling is that to say?
I just want to say that Coffee and KOs predicted that last year that Charles Oliveira was going to be the champ 2021. Just saying.
That was a fiery hot take, and that was like, wow.
So we sometimes I know what I'm talking about, and Steve, not all the time. Actually, probably like 75% of the time we're wrong, but we got this one right.
Honestly, there was a moment last year whenever was it last year or this year? No, I think it was last year. Whenever Tony fought Charles Oliveira, and on one of the embedded episodes, Charles Oliveira's like they just showed Tony messing around doing Tony shit, you know. And then they showed like Charles Oliveira in his like hotel room after like cutting weight, and just like singing along to this like Brazilian song with his like eyes closed and like crying before I was just like, man, I was like, damn, this dude's like he really wants this shit, you know. Like he was really
also
putting his all into it, and now
can he see? Because like the glasses that he wears to the octagon, those lenses are thick, bro. Yeah, those things are thick.
He probably can.
That's incredible.
Imagine Michael Chandler just got his ass whooped by someone that can't fucking see. Tough scene, bro. Tough fucking scene. Yeah, I don't know. I thought coming into this fight, like, damn, a lightweight tournament makes more sense than anything else in the world right now, which I think it'll kind of play out as a lightweight tournament anyway. Mm-hmm. But for that performance, I couldn't be any happier for Charles Oliveira to be the lightweight champion of the world. If anyone deserves it, it's that dude. How many people would have given up on themselves after losing that many big fights? I'll raise my hand. I probably wouldn't have fucking come back from that shit. You know, I'd have been like, yeah, it's just probably not for me. I'm probably just never going to be world championship caliber. And that dude fought through all of it, developed his striking game, improved his jiu-jitsu, and incredible.
He kissed that fucking belt.
There he is. He got it. He got it.
And he kissed a guy in the crowd. I think it was a family member. At least I hope so.
He was just going crazy, man.
I wish I was that guy.
That was crazy. Like it was kind of reminiscent of you guys remember when Jose Aldo fought in Brazil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just sprinted out in the like Conor McGregor when he won his first world title in Cage Warriors, jumped out and sprinted out into the crowd. It's just pure emotions. That was crazy. Man, why am I getting emotional?
Are you gonna cry? Cry.
I might fucking cry.
Cry right now.
It's
cry.
It's a psychedelic experience going to one of these things, man.
No, it was crazy. It was.
If you cry, I'll cry.
There's no better sport.
It was like it was very touching to see in person. That was that was actually really crazy because then you start thinking about like where this dude's from, all the stuff that he's been through. This dude came from the gutter, bro. The gutter of.
Dude, it's the same feelings I had watching Rose live afterwards. Like when you see that live in person, that like unabashed, like they're shaking. They can't believe they won the title. Like Charles Oliveira always believed he could win the title, but he never believed he'd win the title. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. No,
so it's just like, when that happened,
there was probably times in Charles Oliveira's career where he was the only one that believed he could do it.
And even there was probably times where he was not even he believed it. It's like he was labeled a quitter. He was labeled when it got hard. They even said in the fight, they're like, these are the parts where when it gets hard, Oliveira gives in.
Yeah.
Like he had every chance.
Yeah. And he came back in the fight as well. Not only like throughout his career, but then you had it. His whole story was wrapped up. His whole career was literally wrapped up in one fight.
In 2 rounds, somehow a guy who's been in the UFC for 11 years had his whole career summed up in 2 minutes or 2 rounds.
There was a whole narrative. He didn't show up for big fights. He goes out there. First thing he does is
he quits. He gives up. He gets broken.
He gets dropped. He fights back and then wins the belt in the next round. And
he doesn't have power to put guys away. It's like,
he broke every narrative about him.
He didn't need knees or elbows. Those were fists.
Yeah. Crazy. And he was going up against Iron Mike.
That pisses me off.
I gotta say real quick too. Second most disrespectful nickname, right behind Cassius Clay Collard. Hey, bro. For a white man to nickname himself fucking Cassius Clay, like, first off, that was.
And then have a boxing record of like 3-2.
Bro,
like he's not even doing justice to his sport.
Don't get me started, bro.
Is that unintentional racism or just straight up racism?
No, that's appropriation.
Yeah,
that's appropriation. That's gentrification of nicknames. But yeah. Anyway, I'll let you guys go next. I'm done with my emotions.
Josh, go ahead.
That's a great pick. Oliveira deserves everything that comes to him from now on. In this division, undoubtedly, he's going to fight the best of the best. So I'm not going to pick him though. Who I am going to pick is Edson Barboza. I think my jacked on caffeine performance would definitely be him because Burgos is going to beat a lot of guys at 145 pounds. He's going to beat and be a son of a bitch to a ton of people in that division. And it just showed me that Barboza is still a complete savage. And he said it in his post-fight interview, perfect English, almost. He's 3-0 in this division. And he's a fucking problem for anybody. He will leg kick the shit out of you. He was bleeding from his leg. And when he won, when he got the finish, he just rolled over like, holy fuck, that was intense. That was tough. I was jacked for him, and it's an easy pick for me. I think Barboza, bleeding from his leg and everything. Jacked on caffeine tonight. Tough win over Burgos for sure. Tough fight.
Barboza is in my top 5 favorite fighters all time. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching Barboza fight. Just savage, and he looks so good at that weight class.
Guys, seeing him in person, holy fucking shit!
He
is so fucking fast. Like I can't believe a human being, first off, is cut like that. That dude is made out of fucking granite and he's made out of marble. Like it's ridiculous how cut he is. But the speed of everything that I've never seen someone
those switch kicks were nasty.
Jesus Christ, man. Crazy. You guys got to see him fight in person. It was wild.
Yep. He's my favorite fighter I've ever seen fight in person is Edson Barboza.
Art.
And I think this guy was almost out of the UFC. They weren't going to re-sign him. Then he got that.
They had to re-sign him. They knew it.
I agree.
And Burgos looked fantastic tonight too.
Yeah, he did. He looked good too.
Burgos just takes so much damage, man.
Yeah.
So much damn damage.
He likes to fight too much.
He's 30 years old. He's not going to be fighting again until he's 31 or 32 after that kind of finish too. He takes shots in all of his fights.
I thought we were going to get 3 rounds of that. I thought we were going to get 3 rounds of just nonstop scrapping from these dudes. And then
his brain shut off.
Burgos just falls back and I can't take any more of this shit. I'm bowing out. I'm just falling back.
The rest of his body was
strong as shit, but his brain was like, "Fuck you, dude. We're going."
The rest of his body was ready to keep going, and his brain was like, "No, dude, no."
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
it's crazy when his most people they get rocked and they have an autopilot. His autopilot was a poker face.
That's right.
Fucking insane. Like that. Like incredible to see. Good God. I'm praying for dude though. That was extremely. That's probably as scary as shit's looked for me ever. And I watched Frank Camacho damn near die in the octagon against Jeff Neal.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Fuck Frank Camacho. I can't stand him either. Aaron, go ahead.
I mean, I guess my boy Jordan Wright. I'm just gonna talk about that fight the whole damn night.
Too.
Beverly Hills Ninja looked like fucking Wonder Boy in there, man. That
he did fight Jamie Pickett. He fought Jamie Pickett. Let's just put that there.
He's 2 for 2 in the UFC right now with 2 almost sub 1 minute finishes, and he looks really solid at 185. To be honest with you, and Jackson Winklejohn doesn't have a lot of up and coming guys, particularly at middleweight. So this guy is getting a lot of attention there, and yeah, he looks good, man, and he's not. I don't think he's going to be doubted. He does have a close loss to Joaquin Buckley.
I mean, it was not. That was not close. That was not.
First round, he was pretty close in before the second round where he got put away.
I mean, at the end of the first, he got. Who did he
go up against on Contender Series?
Anthony Hernandez. That's where the narrative was pretty written. But then he's looked pretty good against some not great competition. I'll be interested to see how he looks moving forward. But tonight,
he's UFC caliber, though. I'll put it that way. At first, I didn't think he was. He's UFC caliber.
Yeah, like that's the thing is I think that the image of Anthony Hernandez flatlining him, I think has got to be starting because he did take some shots against Pickett too. It looked like Pickett was going to be the guy. Yeah.
Are we talking about Fluffy?
Yeah, Fluffy's look great too.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Fluffy Hernandez. That's it. I don't know anything.
I think also what hurts him too is like his early on fights. I think it was like his first 5 fights. Like none of his opponents.
Oh, his first like 8 fights. I don't think any of them had a fight. Yeah. These are all things that are. Yeah, he did the Brazilian style, getting ready for his UFC career. That's how all the Brazil. I mean, look at Alex Da Silva. Look at all these Brazilians when they come in. Thomas Almeida. How do you think Thomas Almeida came in undefeated? Look at the guys. But yeah, I can't believe that I'm taking Wright coming into tonight because I did invest pretty heavily in Jamie Pickett and advise other people to do so. So, whoops.
No, I would advise everybody to do the same thing. I wasn't really too much of a believer.
Yeah, in the future, anybody who looks like Khalil Roundtree, I'm not betting.
Yeah, no. Also, I felt like Jordan Wright's Achilles heel was always going to be black explosive fighters. After I saw what
that's what I thought too. I didn't want to say it, but that's what I thought
too. Oh my god! You two, listen. The chemistry between you two is growing. I like what I'm saying here.
I finally slapped some sense into Casual Kieran.
God. Oh, virtual slap.
2 days.
There's a couple I really liked. I love Giagos's sub. I thought it was a great sub. I loved Andre Muniz's sub too. I mean, I know that you don't put a lot of stock in Jacare at this point, Josh, but Jacare is a black belt in BJJ, and that is something that even guys when they're older can still perform in BJJ. Never been subbed.
Not only a black belt in BJJ, literally one of the best Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners of all time.
Yeah,
Jacare, fucking Vieira, like the guys who have been subbed this year, it's wild, like really wild.
And so for me, like I wanted to give it to Beneil because I thought his performance was great, and he didn't lose a second of that fight. Also, has Tony Ferguson won a minute in his last 3 fights? Has he won even like a minute?
He's lost the first. He hasn't won a first round, I think, in about 4 or 5 years.
But I'm talking overall, even with his wins, or even with like the last 3 losses, he hasn't won a round yet.
I don't know if he won the round, but he uppercutted the living fuck out of Justin Gaethje. He did do that.
He didn't win the round.
That was, and yeah, that's even debatable though because he was getting worked that whole round.
Yeah, he
did drill his shit with a hard ass uppercut though.
Yeah. No. All right. So he's landed 1 good punch in 3 fights. But I'm gonna go.
He's on that Woodley streak right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, exactly. I actually was thinking that too. I'm gonna Tyron Turd Ferguson. I'm gonna go Andre Muniz though. I just, for me, like, I know Jacare, he's older, but dude, that sub was nasty. You break the arm, and he said it. He came out, and they said it all. It pissed Jacare off, whatever. But he came out and said, "I'm a better wrestler. I'm a better grappler than Jacare Souza," and then he snapped his arm in half. So I'm gonna rock with that guy. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know much about Andre Muniz going into this fight. And now I'm going to be watching Andre Muniz very closely moving forward.
Do not bet Andre Muniz in his next fight. I am picking him. Stay away from Muniz. I'm 0-3.
You're 0-3, man.
0-3. 0-3 Muniz.
Funny, I don't know anything about betting. We all know this. We talk about it every show. And at this point, I only had one bet in. And I'm like, all right, this fight's coming up. I'm just going to look at the odds here and see what it is. And it was like plus 600 or something like that for a Muniz sub. And I'm like, this dude's got 8 finishes. I was like, I'm just going to randomly throw money on Muniz sub. And it hit.
God, ignorance is fucking bliss. Wow. Ignorance is bliss sometimes, man.
I know.
It's just like a bet I could never make there. I'd be like, no, I can't make this bet.
I was just like, listen, Jacare is older. He's never been subbed. There's a first for everything. It's going to happen. And
no, that shouldn't work.
You should listen
to hitting on a 17 at the blackjack table and getting your 4 and being like, ooh, look, like, no.
That's happened to me like 10 times. I do that all the time.
You're the old lady at the fucking blackjack table who ruins it for me.
Listen, buddy. I'm just kidding. I actually don't play blackjack. I just wanted to piss you off.
Enjoy your fucking free breakfast buffet.
Listen, don't hate on breakfast buffets. They're great.
No,
do you hate continental breakfast too? God damn it, Aaron.
I love continental breakfast. It was a swingers reference. Sorry.
Okay.
Me and my movie references. Y'all seen Gladiator yet?
No.
What? Come on.
No, I will say though, I do listen to your movie podcast and I do thoroughly enjoy it. So make sure you guys go check it out.
Yeah, check out Digesting Cinema, everybody.
Mr. Fox poster?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's my favorite animated movie of all time.
Thank you. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a banger. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a fucking fantastic movie with Mr. Fox. Check out Harold and Maude too.
Does Jose want to give a jacked on caffeine before we move on?
Jacked on.
We still have more scrolls.
He normally falls asleep at this point in the show, probably.
I can't think of one right now.
Can't think of one right now.
That's all right.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Thanks, Jose. We're good to have you on here.
Yeah. Here goes the next one.
Espresso shot of the night. This is where I go Edson Barboza. He hit this man so hard, he made him lag. He made him lag like it was a video game. Just something that I've just never. It's a first, and it's like this year. I feel like I don't know about like first for everything, but there's been just a lot of things that are just absolutely crazy this year. And just add that to the list. So we've had a snapped in half leg. We've had a snapped arm. We've now had a lagged knockout. We've had Conor McGregor lose. Like it's just been one of those. You get knocked out. We've had Jacare Souza get subbed, which Aaron should have totally betted. I can't believe you didn't do it.
Usman, not Jorge Masvidal.
Kamaru Usman. Like there's just been so many things that's just been crazy. And just add this to the list. And Edson Barboza is also my guy. So he gets the espresso shot of the night.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll go next because I can't pass up finally giving an award to Jordan Wright. Jordan Wright gets my shot of the night. Absolutely.
You better reach out to Jordan Wright and get him on an interview, man.
Yo, I need to reach out to him. He has converted me overnight against Jamie Pickett of all people, but fuck it. Like I'm all in on the middleweight Wonder Boy that is Jordan Wright. Also, Wonder Boy is going to beat Kamaru Usman for the title.
Jesus Lord. Listen, you're not the only one saying it, so I'm not.
Everybody's getting on it now. It's so annoying. Get the fuck out of here.
I will say that you and Kieran broke it down the best that I've heard, but I'm saying like after you two, it's been something that's been talked about.
Wait a minute.
Listen, that's good. You got the Stooges are putting out takes. We called Oliveira by winning the belt in 2021. You guys are calling Wonder Boy. There you go.
Exactly. I'm just saying, but yeah, no, Jordan Wright. I mean, how can I not pass up giving an award finally to Jordan Wright? Like, just
this is
give him my number, give him my fucking profile. Like, just let him know I'm here for him. And I never wanted Jamie Pickett on. I wanted Jordan Wright the whole time.
I should have put fucking Jordan Wright as my pink slip. Kieran, go ahead.
Yeah, my espresso shot of the night. It's got to be anything that rocks Mr. Work Boots himself, Michael Chandler. I mean, just after this entire week of having to hear just the same repeated rhetoric.
Straight to the top.
Yo, did Dana White, did the UFC even advertise Charles Oliveira as the entire week?
No,
thank you.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, Dana was fucking red as shit. He did
the Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes technique does not work.
Bro,
it doesn't. Advertise both fucking fighters.
He was.
This year has been awful for him.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, he was in and out of there quick.
No one can accuse the UFC of fixing fights. Nope. Just show this entire year. Be like, oh, really? Show me why this move cost some money. This move, this move, this move, this move. Like, they did not fix this shit.
I'm telling you right now, Dana White is having a horrible 2021. Because, okay, let's just go through it, right? Masvidal, cash cow, knocked out. Conor McGregor, cash cow, knocked out. Weili Zhang, the key to the biggest market in the world, knocked out.
Yep.
Macy Barber loses. I mean, just.
But it's forcing them to eventually focus on the sport, actually. And now we're getting a fight card like we had tonight where the highest odds was minus 225. That is insane to me. Usually the highest odds is around minus 500, minus 600. If it's a Shevchenko card, minus 1,400. The farthest fight
away was a Shevchenko card.
Well, her name's not Shevchenko.
There's no such thing as a Shevchenko card. She's a co-main event fighter. Anyway,
good Lord.
But yeah, no, I'd have to give it to Charles Oliveira for turning fucking Dana pink as hell. I mean, I'm telling you right now, he got out of there quick. Like out of there quick. Like he was like.
Well, when he was putting the belt on Oliveira was like jumping all around, and I could see on his face like he was like, "Stop moving, so I can put this on your belt and get out of this octagon."
Stop moving, you filthy animal!
Josh, go ahead.
I was really thinking about Jordan Wright. You know, I think it's hard to bounce back from a knockout.
You bastards!
It's hard to.
Jordan Wright just picked twice.
He's not my pick. I was thinking about it because,
you know better. You know better.
Jordan Wright privilege.
Oh, God.
Deserves some goddamn credit for bouncing back, I think. But we haven't talked about Lando, Venata, and Mike Grundy.
Yes, Lando Groovy.
But, I mean, you guys were all in on Mike Grundy. He looked terrible tonight. He tried to take down Venata too many times. Like, so many.
2 for 19.
Like, what are you doing? And I thought his striking was good. Obviously not. I thought his wrestling was good. Obviously not. He lost to Lando Venata. And I saw it all the way. I saw it all the way through with that. I was very impressed with him. He deserves some credit for me, at least. But the easy answer and the true answer is Charles Oliveira, plus 550 knockout. And he knocked out Michael fucking Chandler. And he's the UFC champion now. So Charles Oliveira is the easy pick, and I'm picking him too.
Charlie Olives, baby.
Before you go, Lando Venata should have been fighting at 145 the entire fucking time. Like, he should have been fighting at 145. He was way too small for 155, and he still damn near knocked out Tony Ferguson, overrated as. Anyway, but yeah, I just had to say that he looks great at 145. I like the prospect of him there because he has a fucking rock for a chin. But at the same time, those killers at the top are crazy.
I'm wondering if after this fight,
30-27 on that fight.
I'm really wondering if after the fight they're gonna find out that they just misread the scorecard, because that does happen sometimes, where they I know it's sad, but like honestly, because there's just nowhere that Mike Grundy won all 3 rounds.
That judge thought he was watching. He thought Venata was Grundy or something or Grundy was Venata.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes they mix up red and blue, as sad as it is. Like,
colorblind. They don't have the colorblind filter on.
Yeah, they don't see color down in Texas, right, Kieran?
No.
Jesus Lord.
No,
that's your joke, bro. Come on. Like,
Aaron's now making Kieran jokes.
Let me go make a TikTok now.
Bro,
Jesus, come on.
I don't know. It was pretty clear.
I don't watch the prelims.
One dude had a school shooter fade, and the other dude had a penis head. It's pretty simple to see. I don't know.
Let's wrap this up. I'm turning into a pumpkin here.
I love this. I love when we go off the rails. That is my favorite part. And you notice the viewers are going up. They love it too.
Yeah.
They love the school shooter. They love the school shooter fades.
They're just tuning in because me and Kieran are agreeing. They're like, we all got to see this. This is never going to happen again.
Yeah, that
usually
is true.
Aaron's threatening to leave the stream by this point.
That is also true.
I'll fucking leave. I'll fucking leave. Say it again.
I'll do it.
Hey, at least we're getting all the fighters' names
Dude,
right. I'm just going to say that.
I've been over the remove so many times before. I'm like, go ahead and say it one more time.
You'll always come back. You're like a lost dog. All right. Decaf performance of the night.
Ooh.
I'm not going to go. Josh, go first. Go ahead.
My decaf. Shit. It's maybe Mike Grundy. I was thinking about Mike Grundy because but no, Shevchenko's an option. Mazani's an option. Sean Soriano, I think he looked all right for that, but it's probably Jamie Pickett.
Fucker.
Man, a lot of awards going to that 1 minute. That 1 minute gets more awards than when I lost my virginity.
It looked like
yeah, because of the way.
Or no, I can't go too hard on Jacare. Jacare looked bad too.
Another bad minute to go with my virginity.
Yeah, you can't go Schnell. Schnell looked really good tonight. Mike Grundy looked bad, but decision. So probably
I don't think Schnell looked that great considering he fought a 25er.
Well, I mean, he's a 25er.
Was a 25er.
Yeah, like they're both 25.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, Jamie
Schnell was a
Pickett.
big guy.
Jamie Pickett, he's borderline being fired. He's lucky to get off with the decaf.
He's 1,000% fired. It's okay.
I think he's gone.
Fired. You're my decaf though. That's it. Jamie Pickett tonight.
Aaron, go ahead.
I'll go with second round Gina Mazzani. Just straight up. That first round, she was doing everything she needed to do to win. However, if you can't do your game plan for 15 minutes, what are you gonna do? And she didn't make any adjustments in the second round. If she could have done what she did in the first round, that's one thing, but she couldn't. She got up and was running for the last 30 seconds before she got finished.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Kieran, go ahead.
Tony Ferguson.
I mean, let's be honest though for a second. Tony Ferguson honestly looked the slowest and worst. He looked worse than that. He's progressively looked worse. Like Gaethje was bad. Worse against Oliveira, even
Does he
worse.
still work with Eddie Bravo? Is Eddie Bravo still a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy?
He had Ben Saunders in his corner.
Yeah.
All right, that's bad.
Yeah.
Right. I have to say this though, when it comes to Tony Ferguson, there was a lot of talk this week after the press conference that he got wronged and backstabbed by the UFC, and that Michael Chandler's getting the title shot after one fight, and Tony had a 12-fight winning streak and never. Tony Ferguson got offered either a path to the title or just a shot at the undisputed title 5 times. He got offered 3 interim title fights. He won 1, he lost 1, and then he turned 1 down against Dustin Poirier. And then he was scheduled twice to fight for the undisputed title. And he
tripped over some wires.
He tripped over a cord, and then a worldwide pandemic started. So I really don't want to hear that shit about it anymore. If you want to complain about Tony Ferguson not getting a title shot, be fucking thankful at this point that fucking Khabib didn't borderline take his ass. Because, good God, that fight wouldn't have been even remotely competitive or fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
That's it on mine. Yeah.
I just want him to tap. That's it. I just want him to tap.
No, he's never gonna tap.
He's never gonna tap. He's never gonna go unconscious.
He should just tap.
He's gonna have to get knocked out like Shane Burgos. His body's just gonna have to be like, oh, fuck you. We're going.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what he did when he got knocked out by Gaethje in the 5th round. Just like,
he was like, I'm good. He just shook.
He was like, bleh. I'm like, yeah, they just stopped it.
My decaf performance of the night is going to be Antonina Shevchenko. Good Lord. Yeah. She looked just like dog shit. And I just, yes. I think ass looks better depending on the ass. Yeah. She just looked like dog shit. It was really bad.
Leave the UFC and continue just to enjoy her polygamous relationship with her sister and the coach. So
whatever. I don't care what she does outside the octagon. I just hope that I never have to see her in the octagon again. If I'm being
by the
completely
way, that's
honest
a
with you.
conspiracy theory that I'm definitely throwing out there. There is no way that Valentina Shevchenko has been in the public eye this long and you've never seen a boyfriend, yet she travels the world with her sister and her husband, who's old, and her sister's like 30-something.
Listen, all bets are off. Anything can happen.
Violent rumors, but Kieran.
I really couldn't care less about any of that. I just never want to see her fight again at all. Like I don't want to see her fight ever again because I think Andrea Lee is okay, but like she got dismantled by Andrea Lee. Like it wasn't even close. It was just a bore. It was
dominated.
Yeah. I mean, she was stuck in that weird position for like yes, in that position just forever. Like and just didn't get it. Like wasn't even close to getting at it. It was an awful performance. And I don't ever want to see her fight again. So,
shout out polygamy.
Sure.
What's a submission that starts with a P, like a polygamous?
Peruvian necktie.
A polygamous Peruvian necktie.
A polygamous necktie.
There we go. There we go. Listen, she is the great value. She is the Wish Shevchenko. She is the $200 stimulus check. She
$200 stimmy.
She is all of the bad ways that you can label a Shevchenko.
She is the Payless brand Shevchenko.
Yes.
That's
everything.
Valentina is Lay's and Antonina is Clancy's.
I don't even know what Clancy's is.
Clancy's is like the Allen brand of like.
Then that makes total sense because I don't even know what Clancy's is, so that totally plays.
Baked Lays.
Oh, baked Lays are way better than Antonina Shevchenko.
I don't know. That the fact that she exists just proves that runts of families actually kind of exist.
I mean, MMA shows that all the time with the lesser siblings.
Oh, yeah,
like, there's so many examples
older,
of
right?
this. Yeah, she's older.
Yeah.
All sports, man. Look at Michael Jordan and his children.
I think of Douglas Lima and Diego Lima.
Yep.
Diego
I mean,
Lima's in the UFC and he's a straight bum, but Douglas Lima
he sucks.
Yeah.
Dan Lozon, Joe Lozon.
Didn't even know Dan Lozon even existed.
Exactly. Look up Dan Lozon's UFC career. It's 0-4.
And Patricky. The only brothers that I think are like
the Diaz brothers.
No, Pettis brothers.
The Pettis brothers are good, but the Diaz brothers were good.
It's always younger. Always
the Pettis brothers though.
The Usman brothers. Kamaru's
God.
brother just lost last week, and I made bank on that.
There you go.
So yeah,
Pettis,
it's all over the place.
Shout out to the Pettis brothers though. They're both champions in 2 major organizations.
Dude, Sergio looked great.
Yeah, Sergio looked amazing.
He looked so good.
I would love to see him back at 125 in the UFC, but I don't think that happens.
There's still time. He's not old.
Yeah, he's 26.
Yeah, he's
so there's time.
Yeah. Anyway,
guys, anything else for the good of the cause?
I don't think so.
No, not really, man. I had a great.
Can we give some up to Jordan Wright, please?
Listen, you can have Jordan Wright on your show. I don't even want to make eye contact with Jordan Wright with that stupid ass nickname. Anyways,
it should be Jordan Wright privilege, or we all agree, right? That should be his name, JWP.
I'm telling you, he should. And if he ever talks shit, he should just use that classic chill peace on in line. Like sometimes, my dad didn't make $100K a year. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
He looks like he was definitely born to like an accountant. I feel like
he's fucking.
He's from Beverly Hills.
When Bruce Buffer's announcing his name being wrong, he's like trying to talk to him, and he just like looks so awkward. He's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have been talking," you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
I agree.
You're definitely weird, man.
Can we also give it up to DC, who kept calling Matt Snell, kept calling him Snell over and over again.
Also, at the end of the broadcast, DC's like, "Let's go eat." That's all. He's just like, "Let's go eat."
I can't hate on that. I don't think they eat octagon side. So
no, exactly. Yeah, no, definitely not.
So. All right, guys.
He went sprinting back to take a shit break. It was fucking hilarious.
I've seen that. I saw the sprint. You can see the sprint.
Listen, I can't. I wasn't a huge DC fan as when he was a fighter. I mean, I was towards the end, but I do like him on commentary, and him and Joe Rogan was not bad tonight. So they're two for two. The last two pay-per-views were very good. So maybe they saw the cries on Twitter and maybe started to figure it out because they were much better the last two pay-per-views.
He is pound for pound the funniest personality in all of MMA. If you just see that clip of the brisket, which, by the way, we are eating that brisket tomorrow morning at Pinkerton's.
Nice. In the morning.
No, I don't know, in the morning, but we'll figure it out. I'm about to pass out now, but yeah, it was a pleasure, guys. Great event. Happy I got to go. Absolutely insane. Yeah, and I can't wait to have some barbecue tomorrow that makes me want to slap my mother.
Send me a picture.
I shall. I'll send you a picture.
Great. All right, guys. Hell of a show. Thank you all for watching. Those of you that are still here and stuck around from the beginning, we greatly appreciate it. Make sure you tell everyone you know. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate the love and support. We got videos coming out all week. We got Norton from across the pond posting videos. We got Aaron 2, 3, 4 times a week doing shows on every single UFC card. We have Kieran with us on Mondays. We have Josh with us on Saturdays. Cards or videos throughout the week. Hit the subscribe button. Our YouTube channel has it all. We appreciate the love and support. Also, go make sure you check out Sheath Underwear. Best underwear in the world. Use promo code Coffee and KOs at sheathunderwear.com. And we will see you guys all next time.